This one hadith is sufficient on its own to transform our perception towards this act of worship, so that we never ever see it the same way again. What was the first phrase? Do you remember? It is the way of the righteous people before you. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal had a guest who visited him once, and he was a student of hadith. And so Imam Ahmad wanted to host him that night and allow him to spend the evening with him. And so he prepared for him a container of water so that he could do his wudu when he wants to pray at night. The next morning, Imam Ahmad came to wake him up, and he noticed that the container of water had been unmoved. He hadn't prayed at night. So Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi was shocked, and he said, Subhanallah, I have never seen this before. A student of hadith who does not have a portion of night prayer? A student of hadith who doesn't pray at night? So this is phrase number one from the hadith. Do you remember it? It is the way of the righteous people before you. What was phrase number two? And it is a means of drawing closer to your Lord. For those who ask about a staircase that leads to the pleasure of Allah, for those who inquire about one of the shortest routes that lead to the acceptance of Allah, I say that you will find such a staircase in the middle of the night. Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, he said, because the same way that they would make an effort to pray at night and to not allow anybody to see their good deeds, Allah Almighty will reward them by giving them a reward that no human being has ever seen. What was phrase number three? It is a means of erasing sins, meaning of the past, and a means of protection from sins, meaning from the future. Dear brother, dear sister, if you have accumulated certain sins today or yesterday or at some point in your past, sins that you are so scared that Allah Almighty is going to remind you about them on the day of standing, then those sins can be erased at night. If you also have sins that you are afraid that you're going to redo sometime in the future because they're so addictive, they're so appealing, they look so good, you are afraid that after your repentance you're going to go back to them, you will find your shield and I will find my shield in the night. These were the words of Thabit al-Bunani, who was describing his relationship with the night prayer, and he spoke about this process. I forced myself to pray at night for 20 years, and then I enjoyed the night prayer for the remaining 20 years. It will take time, dear brothers and sisters, until you and I are able to unlock that sweetness, but when it comes, we will not want to replace it for any other joy in existence. It is really a paradise on earth.